He's got short hair, long beard. He's
Uh-huh.
probably 45. His
Uh-huh.
beard's down to his chest.
Uh-huh.
And his eyes are like dinner plates, man. They're big. And he just goes,
Yee.
"Get the fuck out of the road, boy," in this southern accent. "You get out of the road, boy." And I'm like, "Oh my god, this guy." And there was a part of me that was like, "Who the do you think you are? Like, what
Oh
is your
yeah.
deal, dude? What is your
Yep.
deal?" Hey guys, welcome to Overcrest. I'm Chris,
And I'm Jake.
and we have a very special guest, my hero, my white knight, my man, Mr. John Harbinson. How's it going, man?
Thank you for having me.
That good?
Oh
He's
man,
speechless.
he's
Ladies
speechless.
and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's his
the
internet.
first time ever. Oh man.
Well, maybe I can turn his video off.
Just
Let me see.
completely froze.
Hey, that was a really good intro too. That was like epic.
That
Oh.
was going so well, and then it completely froze.
It completely froze. Let's see.
I
It
got
says
the whole
you're-
intro though. That was the intro was fantastic. Oh,
That's all right. Let's keep going. We'll see how things go here. As long as I get your audio, we're good. You know what? I might just turn your camera off. Everybody can see you now. They see how badass you are. They see the 40s Ford. They see the Macho Man Randy Savage glasses. You look handsome as hell. But I'm going to turn your video off so that we can hear you. Okay.
all right. Yeah, that works.
All right. We're going to turn that off. Great. Okay. So the reason that I'm having John on the podcast, as many of you may know, we had a very ill-fated experience with a Volvo, which turned into a very epic experience with a Volvo, which we're going to get into. This might end up being kind of a long episode. We'll see how it goes. But I wanted to, we've talked about the Volvo being blown up, but I wanted to share a couple of photos of what the state of the engine block was, and then I'm
Okay.
going to turn it over to John, or actually I'm going to intro what happened, and then we can talk to John. But I just
Yeah,
want to show you
I'm
guys.
excited. I wanna like set the stage or come at this from an outside perspective because
Sure.
last I remember is, you bought the car
Yep.
and found that it had piston slap, right?
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, that's not just like replacing rod bearings or something. That's like, oh boy. And then
let me-
when you approach the
This
guy,
is great,
he was,
Jake. Thank you.
yeah, I wanted to, because I know I don't remember. So I'm sure a lot of people have no idea what's going on.
Okay, that's a good primer. So I bought the car. We got it back. A guy named Bill, who's a really good dude, looked at the car, found out that he pulled. Let me show you what he showed me. These are the pictures I got from Bill when he's like, dude, one of those types of things. So this was a picture he sent, right here. which
Whoa, that's
can
the
see.
drain plug.
That's the drain plug, which it's not supposed to look beautiful. Right?
It does look like a nice gemstone or something.
Yeah. Hey, John, are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking, making sure. Yeah, it does look beautiful. And that's not what you want. You don't want your drain plugs to look beautiful. It's just
that's
not something
very
you want to be after.
sparkly and very sludgy, like more sludgy than I expected. Also very metallic,
not surprising.
and
All right,
beautiful.
so here's with the head off. This is the combustion area. As you can see, things are looking real bad. This is
It's
really
not ideal.
bad, really
Yeah.
bad. So
Those are supposed to look nice and like polished looking, and
well, not polished. You want to see a little bit of cross hatching, but they're not supposed to look all. I guess I would say mottled. They look mottled. They're just. It's just not. Just
not
good.
ideal.
So
no.
I start trying to find an engine, and I can't find an engine, and I can't find an engine, and I find this guy who's got an engine. I call him up, and he's the crabbiest dude ever.
Nice.
And he doesn't. He's like, dude, I don't need to sell. He's basically the Cliff Notes.
Is this a Volvo thing? Because this is your first Volvo experience.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm in a little Volvo group with all the Overcrest guys that drive Volvos, and everybody's awesome. So I don't think it's. But this dude's some old crabby guy. He's like, dude, I don't even need to sell this engine. This is the price that it is. I don't need to sell it, and I'll see if I can get out there and get a wrench on it and turn it over and see if it turns over. I'm like, dude, I really need this thing in like a week. Can you please just pallet it up? And then he didn't even respond. Help.
Oh.
Didn't even respond.
Okay.
He did actually respond while I was driving the car on the rally. Hey, do you still need me to do that? I was like, I didn't even respond. It's like,
yeah,
dude.
no. So it's also worth noting here, the other complication, this car is not in your possession. It is not home with you where you can work on it yourself and do a swap.
That is correct.
This is over on the East Coast.
I can't. So at this point, Bill tells me, I'm like, dude, I can't find an engine. Bill goes, dude, I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
And which I really, really appreciate that he did that, because a lot of guys in a lot of shops will kind of string you along, at least from like a timeline perspective. So I had a lot of respect for Bill.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I'm very guilty of that in a lot of things I do. Like it's a no, and so I agree. It's like it's a skill, and what I was going to say is, I don't think
a skill. That's not called a skill, Jake. That's called a
skill to be able to be, truthful with yourself about your own capacity and time management. Because what I was going to say is, when most shops or mechanics or whatever will say, "Oh yeah, I can get to it," they're not trying to lead you astray and string you along.
No, they genuinely think they can. Yeah.
Correct.
And a lot of times, and the greedy ones just want money, so they'll string you along. Sure. That was not Bill. He says, dude, I just don't have time for this. I'm too busy. I go, okay. I pick up the phone and I call up John and I go, John, I'm fucked. What am I going to do? I have to scout. And this is like this is middle of June, I expect. I think this is the middle of June.
This is like 3 weeks prior to pick up, I think.
Yeah, 3 or 4 weeks. So I call up John and I'm like, dude, help me. And John goes over there, picks up the car, and takes it over to his place, and with a mechanic named Humberto, who is also a hero, absolute hero. But John and Humberto are heroes. And I'm going to kind of let John take the story over from here, because I want him to kind of walk through the process of, getting the car over there, what they found, and, maybe I'll interject a little bit, but talk to me about what you found, John, and how this process went.
Well, I mean, with the time constraints of you having to leave to scout for the rally, I actually picked up the motor that we ended up putting in the car before I ever picked the car up from Bill's. We ended up finding a complete long block in northern Vermont, basically the Canadian border, that was supposedly good. That didn't entirely end up being the case, but we were able to salvage most of it.
I got a picture here of the where you got that engine.
That was another completely wild story, because I met one of these Volvo guys like you met, who wanted $2,500 for a motor out of a P1800 or an 1800 ES or whatever that had been sitting for 25 years, and same kind of deal. Didn't have to sell it to me. It could sit for another 30 years for all I care, kind of, And so we ended up finding this motor on Facebook Marketplace. It wasn't actually the motor that was for sale. It was a car that was for sale with 2 extra motors. And one was mentioned to have an ISKI cam in it and to be a 2-liter and all of this stuff. So I reached out to the guy and I'm like, hey, would you mind just selling one of these motors separately? I'm kind of in a pinch. I need to pick it up. And so he doesn't even send it to me. He calls me and gives me a general location between 2 highways in Vermont. And so Humberto and I take off up there with the trusty transit van to go get this motor, and end up having to like OSINT this guy's location based on like, okay, this is like a 5-mile stretch of road. He said it's like near a shopping plaza, but we get up there and there's nothing up here. There's like a trailer park, an abandoned school, combination Pizza Hut, gas station, liquor store, and a shopping plaza that has a bunch of abandoned cars parked in front of it. So we're looking around, digging, nothing. Call the guy, doesn't pick up. We end up going around the back of this building to find a shipping container and an old, I don't even know if it was not a Winnebago, whatever that was that you were showing pictures of.
I saw Avco on the side. I don't know.
Avco, yeah, big Mopar powered, yeah. And so
Okay.
we're like, all right, this is our guy. And
Obviously.
we encounter this gentleman. He's standing on the motor with a pipe wrench or some not the right tool to try and like spin and break this thing free. Because contrary to the pictures that we had received of it sitting in a dry shipping container, it was sitting outside under half of a shot like trash bag.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, we're like, that's not great. But the oil was clean and didn't look too crusty. So we ended up shrewdly negotiating quite a ways down from his original asking price. And brought the motor home with us.
There it is. There's the beast right there.
Yeah.
It looks pretty clean. It doesn't look too bad here, but
No,
you can
it
see
was-
where you can see
it
where he
was
had the
good.
2 bolts in the crankshaft, like he was trying to turn it
Yeah.
over or something.
It took I have a video that I can try and get over to you. Where it took Humberto and I about an hour of we just basically poured oil in the cylinders and set it on fire. To get it, like we packed all the cooling jackets with like rags and stuff and just let her burn.
I do have that
and-
video, and I am going to find it, so bear
Okay.
with me. You just keep going.
Yeah. So we get this thing broken free, and this is all before we ever picked the car up. Tore this thing completely down because what we had heard from Billy was that this motor is foobar, cylinders are scored. We checked this thing out, and it looked savable. And it was. Ended up dropping it off at the machine shop Monday. I picked the car up from Billy's on Tuesday. We got the pistons in on Wednesday. I
There you
might be
go.
condensing 2 weeks into one here, but
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Just a little like bonfire.
oh yeah.
I like how you're continuing to strip it down while
It's bird. Yeah, dude, we had to work
just
quick. We had no time to waste.
if you get
so-
hungry, you could just like roast some hot dogs there too for lunch.
Oh, I bet those would
Oh,
taste
yeah.
good. Nothing like
Oh,
a
yeah.
hot dog with a little veneer of Marvel mystery oil.
Yeah, minty fresh taste.
It's the secret
Um,
sauce.
Yeah, but
mystery
no,
meat and mystery oil.
and I want to give a huge thanks and shout out to Brian Griswold at Center Auto for turning around all of the machine work as quickly as he did. He basically dropped everything for us and turned this block, crank, head around with checking, checked line board, decked everything, bored the block 20 over, honed it, the whole 9 in under 36 hours.
Unbelievable.
Which is yeah, just
That's heroic.
best
Like
machine
this is
shop.
like it doesn't make sense. Like what
No.
machine shop does that? So now here's the thing. Every machine shop now that tells me that it's going to be like 10 years for machine work, I'm going to have to call them out. Because it's just absolutely not true.
So yeah, so everything everything ended up coming together. I was texting you through this whole, or communicating with you through this whole endeavor, and we were pretty much as a string of like, okay, this is going to either timeline make or break this. Okay, we passed this, we got this done, this happened. All right, cool, we got all the all the pistons are in, all the clearances are good, check another box. As everything's going together, it just, we've done this a couple times at this point, and dare I say we're getting pretty decent at it. So it's just it went together without a hitch, which couldn't have gone any better if we'd planned it.
And by doing quote this, you of course mean like I like
thrashing, building stuff.
Yeah, like I don't even know what you would call this manic marathon. Yeah, trying to get
Jake,
shitbox to work.
Jake, it's a manathon.
Oh, a manicathon. Manicathon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, and I
Mechanical
was
Manicathon. There you go. I like it.
and this was, I mean, again, this was a car that was built between 5 p.m. and 2 a.m. Just like everything else. Great.
That needs to be a T-shirt now. Is Mechanical Manicathon.
Manicathon, just manathon, dude. What are you adding the other part of that in there for?
Because it's
Manathon.
manic. Man, now you're just doing
Oh,
a man.
Just
It's
manathon.
maniacal.
Maniacal-thon?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
I get
Okay. That's amazing. Okay. So
Yeah.
at what point do you even pick up the car? Is the motor like put together before you even pick up the car?
Pretty much. So the car I only picked
Barely,
up
yeah.
because we didn't need the car, but I had the suspension install going on in parallel to the work that we
Because
were doing.
with the stock ride height and the stock wheels were so bad. They were so bad. Like, let me just go back. I'm gonna grab a photo so you guys can see what it looked like before.
The
You
stock
gotta like
15-inch wheels.
the stock 15s, yes. 15-inch. Look, Jake. Look.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not good for morale by any stretch.
Tall.
Look at this. Look at that.
Yeah.
Very
It's
much
not
afraid
good.
of the ground.
Afraid of the ground, and the tire profile is incorrect. This is a 55 series.
Those look like older tires too.
Oh,
Probably not.
They were like date coded like
2007.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
07.
seen worse.
Yep.
But
And you know what's funny is like later on, I forget where we were. Maybe it was at the shop, maybe it wasn't, maybe it was somewhere else. But we were digging around in the trunk and found more evidence that the guy knew that the motor was toast. There was a big jug of Lucas like motor saver
honey.
in there.
Yeah.
Motor honey, basically, in the trunk. The stuff you put in there and just fill it up. It's like putting gear oil in your motor oil because it's so.
yeah, just thicken it up. See what happens.
Yeah, thickens it up, makes it not knock. I still can't wrap my mind around doing what that guy did to me.
Dude,
And John. And like
the crazy thing too is like, and it really only, like Bill was looking at it, Humberto, like two of the best mechanics I know personally. They're like, this thing's not smoking. Like it's not, there's no, you pull the cap off, there's no, crazy blow by or anything like that. Like it was running still. And not particularly, I mean, I don't have a baseline of what that car would have been like stock and running well, but 3 out of the 4 rings were broken.
Wow.
And it was just soldiering on. And I, not having ever been around one of these things, I'm like, oh yeah, no, this is very much an old car. But
well, it's a tractor engine, right, John?
It is essentially a tractor engine. It is quite literally. It was a bit cathartic. I mean, I don't usually get to help with the engine building process as much as I did with this one. 'Cause it's so simple that Humberto, we just call out torque specs to each other as we're going through, everything, and it's just like, okay, yeah, put this on, put this here, put this on, put this here, versus my RS4 that we've been working on and off for quite a while now. And you need a multiple engineering degrees to put that thing together. So it was,
I would say that's not a mistake. I mean, I know when I choose a scouting car, I'm always going to choose a simple car. If I'm going to buy something, whether it's a 123 or one of these, I know these are very simple cars. I mean, you can fix these things. You could take apart the entire car with $100 at Harbor Freight with tools. No problem. You can take apart the whole car. You can take it apart with a vice grip and like a pipe
like
wrench.
an adjustable wrench. Yeah. Like adjustable wrench, 99%. Even like all of like there's nothing that was like weird to access. There's nothing there's nothing head scratching. It's all just simple, made to be repaired in the woods in Sweden or wherever, somewhere
really,
north and cold and
of
where,
this,
you know,
but the
Mother Earth
oil
wants you
pan,
dead.
The oil pan. The oil pan on this thing, which I wish I had a picture of it, is on
Oh, it's
top of the subframe.
yeah.
You'll
You
never
can't.
bash the oil pan on this thing.
Yeah.
It's so this is like the perfect. I was talking to Jason. This is after we did the thing that we'll talk about later. I'm like, this is the car that I would take Peking to Paris. Is a Volvo
Really?
142. Yeah, dude, these things
Wow.
are they're bulletproof. Absolutely, they're extremely simple. I kudos to this car.
Yeah. And they get simpler. You could even go, down to an Amazon or an earlier 142
Yep.
with with a carb setup. Like this is CIS, the 1 or 2 year only that this car got CIS, which if once you figure out how to tune that, and Humberto's a freaking wizard at CIS tuning. Um, but yeah, once you have CIS figured out, it's not that terrible. But yeah, a carb version of this, you
Oh,
could.
dual side drafts would have been sick. I mean, the
Yeah.
thing, Humberto set the fuel up pretty conservative and set the timing up pretty conservative, as he should. It's a brand new engine. I think it's probably missing about 5 degrees of timing as is. It's got like a header, Jake. It's got
You
4-to-1.
definitely have headroom.
There's
Yeah, I
headroom
saw
on this
that.
motor. There's probably another 15 horsepower just sitting there. Maybe
Oh,
20 if you put carbs on it. Easy.
So,
and
did you say, John, that this thing did have the cam, some Ixkey, like
yeah,
Iski cam, yeah.
so yeah, it was an Iski. I don't know, I forget what the grind is. It's like a 10 008 or something like that.
I kind of looked it
Um,
up. It's like a sport cam. It's nothing
yeah,
crazy,
it's
because you
enough
can't
to wake it up a little bit, give it some mid range.
you can't put a
Yeah.
crazy cam with CIS anyway. It just doesn't work.
which
They
is why
run
you
they
need
run like crap.
the Weber conversion.
John, tell me a little bit about Humberto. I want to hear what you know of, because I mean, I talking to the guy. The dude is really, really smart.
Yes.
Savant level smart mechanic.
Yes. And a lot of his mechanical uh decisions, I guess, or um not like so his way of engineering, I guess, like his methodology comes from a background in physics, which
What?
is oh yeah. So he'll go into like, you know, it's impossible for this to do this because the metallurgy or something like that, this is not going to interact with this in such a way, or like it's he gets so many levels beyond what anybody else that I know does,
Hmm.
in terms of working on this kind of stuff. And he was taught old school. He's been building cars since he was, I'm gonna probably mess this up, uh, very young. I mean, I think he started working on his first Porsche when he was 11 or 12 years old. Um,
Wow.
and yeah, there's a great write up that our, I don't know if it was our local or national PCA did on him and his 914. He's got a 70, it's a 2 liter 914. It's either 73 or 74. Orange, same color as the Volvo 914 that he built, completely restored from the ground up in his garage with his father when, before he was even old enough to drive. Um, and yeah, no, he's just incredible.
And
Um,
obviously a hero. So what did you learn through this whole process? Like, what's your takeaway? How do you feel about that? Obviously, I have an immense amount of gratitude for you and him, but what did you learn? Like, what is your takeaway from this? How did it make your life better, or maybe even worse?
oh well. Um, I mean, it was a struggle during, but I mean, what we were able to accomplish, for you, like this is, Humberto's gonna have a chance to experience this in the fall. This is just
Yeah,
schedule
guys, if you
allows,
ever want
hopefully.
guaranteed access to the rally, if you ever want your application to absolutely be submitted, save my ass. Then you're in.
In like Flynn.
But yeah, I mean, just like this. Oh, I had a better worded sentence about 30 seconds ago, and then I lost it. Um, I have a similar level of gratitude for everything that you guys do, um, and helping so many or affording so many people the experiences that Overcrest uh, puts on and brings people together for. Um, and so this being a vehicle for that, for you to scout for that, um, yeah, I don't know. It was a worthy or worthwhile, you know, worthwhile, fun little nights and weekends projects for a couple weeks. And yeah, I mean, nothing more rewarding than putting putting something like this together and getting the updates from you, doing what you were doing with it, and being like, you know what, hell yeah, we put that together and it's doing cool shit. Like it's just it's cool.
It's making good memories, you know?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
I wish I could get these little text boxes off here. How do I make those go away? That's a bummer. We got big circles on our faces.
Oh, is that Apple
Yeah,
identified?
it's just
Yeah.
just Apple. Yeah. I mean, honestly, this was like a learning experience for me too. You know, I've never. Look at these wheels, Jake. Look at the
Oh,
wheels
yeah.
they're putting
Cool.
there.
I
This
really
this
like
whole
those.
thing was a great learning experience. Like having not worked with anything Volvo before. I mean, I grew up. My grandparents had Volvos and Volkswagens was our families. We've had a Volkswagen like continuously registered in our family since I think like 1965.
That's
Um,
awesome.
but and my grandmother always had Volvos. She had a couple 240s, and the car that I grew up in was a 940 turbo sedan. Which same, red block 2.3, albeit this one had overhead cams. I don't know when exactly they made the switch.
Huh.
But yeah, it was cool to dive into and learn about a new brand and something that I hadn't worked with or had any experience before. And it was a lot of fun you know, learning about this. Dude, those are some good pictures.
Hey, thanks.
Um, and also want to give thanks to European performance specialists, Humberto's shop in Watertown, for allowing us to use their space as well.
Yeah, this
I
is.
was
Look
gonna
how
ask
look how
whose
out of place
shop.
this car looks. Look, it's just like.
Oh yeah, a bunch of cup cars, and then yeah,
and then
yep.
shitbox Volvo. Well, I'm
Let
gonna.
me ask you,
Oh,
John, in the rebuild process, any parts sourced from FCP Euro, our friends over there?
Absolutely.
Well,
Um,
they have over 275,000 parts to choose from, so I happen to think they may have. They're, of course, an online retailer of OE, OEM, genuine aftermarket, and performance parts for European cars, including Volvo, Volkswagen, Porsche, BMW, Audi, and more. I probably do have some audio parts for your Audi. I'm not sure. But their catalog is a one-stop shop with over 275,000 unique products. They have the expert assembled kits to make shopping simpler. Every product they sell is also, of course, backed by their lifetime replacement guarantee, even those wear items like wiper blades, brake pads, and oil and filters. With the opening of their distribution center in Mesa, Arizona, FCP Euro is now shipping not only from the East Coast, but also West Coast, serving most of the country in 3 days or less with free shipping on any order over $49. We at Overcrest have been working with FCP Euro for years and can vouch for them. They're real people who are passionate about what they do and the cars we love while making sure to put you, the customer, and our community first. Check them out at fcpeuro.com.
John, thanks for hanging out with us, man. We appreciate you. I appreciate you. Like none of this would have happened. None of all the Type 2 fun I had over the next week following picking it up and all that stuff is really all thanks to you and Humberto. You guys came through, and I'm really, really grateful. I know how much work it was. I know.
Absolutely, man.
I've built stuff. I've ground things out. I know what it takes to build a car, and I know that you guys really busted your ass. I know it, and I'm really appreciative, man. Let me see that beautiful face. I'm really appreciative, man. Thank you very much. Thank you from the bottom of my
Absolutely,
heart.
dude. Anytime.
All right, be good.
Thank you, John.
We'll
Take
see
care.
ya. Bye.
See ya.
Oh man, what a hero, dude! I like
That is, yeah, that's so cool that there are
our
people that
community is
are
awesome.
willing.
Our
I know.
community is awesome. It is, and I mean, I hear stories, and it's not just because it's like, oh, the Chris guy that does Overcrest. No, everybody helps everybody out. I hear stories all the
100%.
time about people bending over backwards for people, and no one will ever know. Yeah, I just wanted to have John on and celebrate that story because it's honestly pretty awesome. So I get out there,
Okay.
and basically me and Larson pick up the car, and we leave. We drive through. We went through. Oh my God, where do I even start with this story? I have to be like kind of careful about this because I don't want to spoil the rally for anybody.
Right.
Of what we're
doing.
doing.
I was just thinking about that because we like to do these, post rally scouting recaps, and you gotta save some of it. So
I'll do my best. I'll try to avoid saying town names and things of such sort. But I can say that we had to drive through. First of all, I would really like to thank what was the guy's name? Nick. I think it was Nick is the name of the guy I got the car from. I really want to thank him for offering up to pay all of my tolls for the whole trip. He said, leave the license plate on the car and just go ahead and go through all the tolls. I'll take care of it. So I'm really, really appreciative of that offer from him to go ahead and pay all the tolls through all the tunnels in New York and New York City and New Jersey and Delaware and Maryland and all those places that I went and went through the Easy Pass. Thank you, dude.
I don't think you should be saying that.
Nah, he offered. He offered.
Really?
It was really, really nice of him.
He did. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah,
That's really
cool. It turned
cool.
out maybe he wasn't so bad after all.
Wow. That's really cool. Because
Yeah.
those tolls can add up.
They can. They really can add up, especially as you drive across the country. It was really nice of him. Maybe that's one way of him making it up to me. It may have been thousands of dollars lost on my end. It was the least that he could do. So I really appreciate that gesture of him doing that. So we went through basically hell for a couple days, getting down into North Carolina. And this is an area that I haven't driven a lot. I haven't driven in North Carolina very much. I went on the Targa Carolina that Charles puts on.
Yep.
I think it's Charles, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Gosh, I hope I didn't get that wrong. That he puts on the Targa Carolina down there in Charles Stanley.
Yep.
He puts that on down by Little Switzerland, which I intentionally avoided on our route that we scouted. I didn't want to step on Charles' feet. We'll leave those roads for Charles. He's got a good event there. I want to make sure that we maybe found our own places and our own roads and our own things. So that's really the only time that I've had to drive in North Carolina. So we started in northern North Carolina, and I have to say it's pretty damn beautiful. It reminds me a little bit of, and obviously this is going to be the case, it reminds me a little bit of Arkansas, right? Maybe with a little bit more population and certainly more elevation, changes of elevation. I think the mountains are a little more ground down in North Carolina. So we started driving. The first thing we did is we got to this, and Larson, my co-driver, is like Johnny on the spot with sightings on the side of the road. And he's like,
okay,
we're on this road. It's really curvy road, and it's raining. And he's like, turn around. And I'm like, what? Turn around. And a lot of the times, I don't turn around. I'm like, we just got to keep going. But for some reason, I felt I got to turn around. And he's like, I saw a Volvo. I'm like, okay. And this is kind of this. There's a little bit of irony here because of the conversations that you and I have had on the podcast recently. But here is what Larson saw. And so this is the guy's backyard. You can see the house kind of up here. And of course,
P1800, baby.
P1800 white with a red
What did we call it? A dishonest Volvo? Is that what it was?
It does. It's still like it feels.
I'm trying to remember though, right? That's what you like
them. That's I said. Right. It's dishonest because it doesn't feel like Volvo to me. It feels like a Carmen Ghia mixed with a Ferrari. It feels outside of the scope of what they make. So anyway, so we pull up the driveway, and I'm creeping up there, and here's this guy. This guy standing here. Let me pull up a picture of this dude. This guy's Cherry. Here he is right here. And I believe I didn't catch his
cool
name, but his name's
Henry.
He's got a
Citroen in the garage.
Yeah, so he's doing this. He's waving us up. You know what I'm gonna do, Jake? So this is difficult for me to go through photos and talk and have my train of thought. So I'm gonna quit with the photo sharing because it ruins my train of thought unless if you want to see something, ask me. Otherwise I'm gonna stop doing that because it's ruining my train of thought.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay, so I pull up and there's Henny. And he kind of gets out of his chair and he just waves us up. And I see that Citroen sitting there and I'm like, holy shit, am I glad that we turned around.
Yeah.
And behind the Volvo down in the field was an old Mercedes, and then there was that Jeep. There was a Jeep. What was it? You know what it is? It's like a military Jeep. No, you don't know. See, now I gotta go to the photos.
I need the image. I know, like you can't just that Jeep thing.
The Jeep.
Are you talking like an M35 or like what?
Jake,
no, that's a Dodge.
Jacob, I sent you a picture of this.
Do you realize how many photos you send to me? Okay, that is a. Oh, damn it! What is that? It's not a
Jake.
No, it's not a Comanche. It's a Jeep.
Okay, so he's got that, and then he's got the Mercedes, and he's got another Volvo, and he goes, "Let me get you." He doesn't. I introduce myself. Jason introduces himself. He's like, "Let me get you guys some chairs," and he goes and he grabs some chairs and he puts them out by his little table, and we just talk. We talk about how he got his Citroen, which was essentially a friend of his, accidentally borrowed some money from the guy, and the Citroen was the gift that he gave him for letting him accidentally borrow the money. So he gave him the Citroen.
Wait, how do you accidentally borrow money? Oh, yeah. Okay. It was okay. I get it now. Thank you.
Yeah, it's an accident, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
He eventually paid him back with the Citroen, which did not run. So it was more like ended up costing him even more money.
Right. Yeah. That's not great.
Here's a burden. I owe you money. Here's a burden. And I got to sit there and stare at that Citroen, and he brought us in Southern style. He brought us tea as it's pouring rain. Right, it's pouring rain as we're sitting there, and I'm looking at the Volvo out there, and he's looking at the Volvo, and we're talking about it. And I sure am glad that I turned around. He was a really nice guy. Maybe he'll come on the rally. He took all the information down and everything, and he's on like this road that goes next to a road. Like it's near. And I can say this because it doesn't really matter, but it's near the Blue Ridge Parkway, which is this really beautiful road that goes across all the mountains and stuff like that. But guys, there's way better roads up there than the Blue Ridge Parkway. I can tell you that right now. And we were on one of them that runs adjacent to it and is nearby, and it was great, man. This dude was so cherry pie, and he's I said, "What do you do?" And he kind of like didn't answer right away, and I'm like,
okay. Well, that's interesting.
What's going on? And he kind of goes, well, I'm kind of an expert in Eastern Asian relations. And I'm like,
what?
What does that mean? And he travels to India a lot. And that's and Pakistan. That's kind of all I was able to extract out of him until I got his business card later.
Hey,
And
now I'm
wish,
really
and
interested.
I wish I had it, but his business card was one of the most eclectic things that I've ever seen. I mean, the type was like 4-point type.
He just listed everything?
Just everything. Even like he's a walking man. He's an explorer. He loves cars. It was a great business card because you don't really, you get a business card. It's like carpenter, and it's got your phone number and everything. This is like sourcing, social construct, business relationships, government navigation, contracts, walking, cars. It was everything. This dude it's everything he was good at and that he loves. But I loved that the last one was walking man. That was really, really cool. I don't know why
what is a walking man, Chris?
I don't know. I like the mystery of that. I love that he put that on there. It was just really cool.
Just a guy that walks.
It is. It's a guy that walks. He just likes to walk. And I think walking's pretty great. You get out and go for a walk, and whenever I go travel somewhere,
probably preferable.
It's what I do. That is my preferred entertainment when I'm in an unfamiliar place.
Right.
Is to go walking.
I'm thinking of like the backpackers you sometimes see,
the guy's clearly got the vibe. He's tan. He's got like the really thin button-up shirt on. I mean, he looks like he would fit in and be a walking man.
Yes.
Anyway, so we left there and continued on and tried some. We got lunch at this barbecue place, which is like North Carolina barbecue is garbage, dude.
Okay, we've gone over this. The reason you don't like barbecue from the Carolinas and this whole area is because
I don't like vinegar.
Very vinegar based.
It's not because of what it. Hold on. It's not because of what it doesn't have, which I know is where you're going with this, but it's because of what it has too much of, which is vinegar. Vinegar is tart.
Style.
Yeah, I don't like it. Why can I just?
Because you're saying it's bad. Something? There's a difference between bad and personal preference, right? It's not just objectively bad. It's subjectively you don't like vinegar-based barbecue, which, okay, fine. Just say that.
Some people like to get hit in the face. Some people don't. And it's not personal preference because you don't like to get hit in the face. It's bad when you get hit in the face. You don't like it. You don't like it. Other people like it.
Okay. Anyways,
it's bad.
You like your barbecue sauce to be very adjacent to Heinz ketchup, we'll just say.
No, that is not true. I like the molasses based, sugary,
very sweet,
savory, thick sauce. Yeah. This sauce is always very thin, runny. It's not a most foods should be a condiment delivery vehicle. Right? I mean, it's especially barbecue. God, barbecue sauce. They have barbecue sauce competitions, Jake. They have competitions for it.
And I'm sure there's a whole class of winning vinegar-based barbecue sauces.
I'm sure there is. But that doesn't mean it's not subpar. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And then I don't think I had another. And they have like, you can tell that they know that their barbecue is not very good, that their sauce might not be very good, because they have kind of like a middle ground as well, where they have a vinegar-based like barbecue sauce, but it just tastes like barbecue sauce with vinegar in it. It wasn't
You like sweet and tangy, and more sweet than tangy.
I love tangy too, and I love spicy. I want to feel some heat.
And that's independent of vinegar. You could have a spicy vinegar-based barbecue sauce.
I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could.
Don't like anyways.
We drove so many roads. The one of the coolest things I saw was this stuff, which is I think it's called like kudzu or kudza or something like that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It's this stuff.
Yep.
And this road is incredible.
That's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. And a lot of these roads are narrow. Right, they're very narrow, and they're made for a car that's the size of the Volvo, which I really love.
I do too. How is the quality of the tarmac itself?
It's great. I had no issues. And again, this car is not slammed, and it's got a tire to it.
I'm just talking in general. Like
better than Minnesota, but
which
nothing.
It
does not top Arkansas. Arkansas was like absurdly smooth for some reason.
Yeah,
it was just ridiculous. They're good. All the roads that everybody will drive on in the rally will be fine. There was many, many times where, let me show you this road. Just we're not even driving on it, so don't get too excited. But you see something like this when you're driving on the map, and I took a screenshot of it so I could show you. You see this stuff all the time, and this was an amazing road. This was by some like Waya Lake or something like that. People from the area will recognize this in like mid-southern North Carolina, something like that. And the road is incredible, and it looks smooth. You're driving, and you just know, you can tell that you're going to get screwed, because you see these roads and they start out at the beginning, they're perfect. And as you drive along these tarmac roads, all of a sudden, like the shoulder starts to narrow, and pretty soon you can tell nobody's driving on it at all. And then you go around a corner, and it looks like this. All of a sudden, it goes from tarmac to this, and you're on. All of a sudden, you're on like a goat trail.
Wow!
And you're like, shit! And it usually comes up out of nowhere, or all of a sudden the tarmac is good, and then over like a very short period, the tarmac degrades within like 50 yards, and then it's just gone. And you're just like, bizarre. And I get so bummed, because this road in particular was extremely good. But, it's all the gravel that I will choose for the rally generally, unless it's marked, would be passable in my 911, which you can see is not lifted.
Very low. So speaking of your, I want to get a little bit into the methodology, I guess, of your scouting.
Sure.
And here's why I'm curious of this, because you very often end up in precarious situations in the middle of nowhere, where I pretty well know that you wouldn't want to take that wouldn't be on the rally route necessarily, right? Like, you're not going to ford a stream on the rally. So
you never set out to intend to do that.
Okay.
Like, I didn't know that. We can talk about that story right away, if you want to. That was not intentional. That's me going, I want to see what's on this road. It looks good. I know it's gravel. We're going to plan a gravel route. Right. And the gravel in this area so far has been really good. And this is one squiggly ass looking road, because I'm looking at it on a paper map, because I don't have service. I'm just looking at it like, okay, I need to see what that road is. That's as simple as it is, Jake. It's like, I need to, this road is okay, but I see where I want to be, and I see that there's a squiggly ass looking road here. And on the map, you can see elevation changes. There's lines. Right. Yeah. And every line, the closer they are, depicts the increase of, I think it's like 100 feet or something like that. If they're really close together, that means 100 feet, like right away. If it's really far apart, it's 100 feet over a huge long period of elevation change. So I see that stuff. I'm like, I have to go look at that. I feel like it's my duty not to leave things behind that could have been explored. That's why we got there, I think it was Tuesday through Sunday, anywhere from 12 to 15 hours a day of driving. So that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's 6 days, maybe even 7 days. So it's somewhere between 70 and 90 hours of driving on roads in North Carolina. People don't understand. They don't. Thank you for asking.
And I also want to give kudos and peel back the curtain a little bit. I do think that's what sets our events apart, is it's not just looking on the map or suggestions from people. It's like, you freaking do your homework.
There's a lot of homework.
Figure out what actually is out there.
70 to 90 hours, and the heat index is 110. Just we'll say that it's very hot.
How is the AC in that bad boy?
Yeah. What's cool about it is it does have, how like old trucks have that little door in the footwell, and you can and you hit the lever.
My C10 has that.
It has that.
Oh, that's
on
awesome.
The driver's side. It has that where you can open up the vent and get the.
So then at least you get the airflow. Yeah,
get the airflow. So
awesome.
That was nice. I'm starting to heal now, but this arm was torched.
Oh, you just had a bunch of sunburn. The driver's side sunburn.
Oh, driver's side sunburn. Just absolutely brutalized. So I'll put this on the map when we have the map so you guys can see where this river crossing is. I do not recommend you go there because the gate might be locked this time. So let me start a little bit earlier. Okay, so let me rewind,
Okay.
and I'm gonna introduce you to somebody. This guy here. This is where this kind of started. All right, so this guy in the back seat here is Jeremy.
Okay.
And
How did we
Jeremy,
come across Jeremy?
I was on this small section of freeway, and it was like bumper to bumper traffic in the middle of nowhere. I was on I-40 going north, and I just was like, what are we doing? We got to get up here. I want to see this road. This is the fastest way to do it. I need to get up there, and I need to look at it. I need to see this. I need to see if it's worth coming up to this region. So I hopped on the freeway, and then it was like bumper to bumper. I'm like, and it's hot, and I'm dying, and you're on asphalt. So not only is the heat index 100 or 110, but you're on asphalt that's radiating. It's got to be like 120, 130 degrees. And I see this guy, tall dude, walking. This dude is in flip-flops. Okay. Barefoot in flip flops, and he's hunched over and he's shuffling. All right. So this dude is shuffling up the freeway. I pull over. I go, dude, do you need a ride? He's like, yeah, I do. I need a ride. Get in. Guy gets in. He had already walked 20 miles that day. Gave me the mile marker he started at. He didn't know how far. He's like, yeah, what mile marker are we at? And the dude was pretty fried. So I gave him some water, and I said, I don't know how far we're going, but I'll drive you as far as we go. Or you can ride with us for as long as you'd like to ride with us. I said, but I can tell you we're probably going to get lost, and you might end up in the middle of the woods. And he's like, that's what we said when we got off the freeway. I'm like, I'm going over here this way, and we're going to go look in the middle of the woods and see what we can find I told him what we were doing. And he's like, yeah, I think I'll get out here. I'm like, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Do you know where he was headed? Did you get any story from Jeremy?
Jeremy did not know where Jeremy was headed. But we did help him out a little bit here. Where showed him the map, and you can see his flip flops here. This is Larson going through and there's his water. Gave him another water for the road. And he just had rubber flip flops on, man.
Wow.
He walked like 20 minutes on asphalt in rubber flip flops. I wish I could have taken the guy farther. I pass a lot of people. I don't often pick up hitchhikers. It's not a habit of mine, but it does happen from time to time based on the circumstance. You get a pretty good read or a pretty good vibe from people,
I suppose.
So anyway, I turn left off this road, and we go up this. So you may know of the hurricane that came through and decimated the flooding.
Carolinas.
I talked to a lot of locals, and vastly underreported the damage that's going on. I can tell you guys right now. You look on the side of the road, you're driving up this beautiful road, and there's all these trees like pounded up into the hill, and there's like electrical wires that are just like, you'll drive across a bridge and there's electrical wires over the bridge, like because they got all torn by the water and they caught on the bridge. And it looks like someone ripped a wiring harness out of a car and like just threw it over a pipe, and all the wires are laying there. There's places where you can tell someone's house was, and all that's sticking out of the ground are pipes.
Wow.
Like where their trailer was or whatever. I was like, oh my God. There's a couple cool roads that were, that had a lot of that destruction that I'm not going to put on the route just because it's, I don't know. It's tough.
It seems,
It seems, voyeuristic in a way, I guess.
A little bit.
And I talked to some people about that, and, I've got a pretty good way with people, and people usually feel pretty comfortable talking to me. So they're opening up right away. And I heard this from multiple people, okay, like hundreds of miles apart. So this is not like this little town, oh, everybody feels this way. There's like 1,800 people still missing. And this is not, it's not in the news. Nobody's talking about any of this. Like, there's people where you see where their house was, and now they're living in a little camper. It's really bad, dude. It's really, really bad. There's a lot of destruction over there. That place is going to be suffering for a long time. And there were many, many times where it was like, there'd be a flashing sign. It would say road closed. And the first time I was like, I'm going to go check it out and see if this road is closed. I do that all the time.
Right.
And 90% of the time, the road had been repaired, but nobody had removed any of the signs because there's so much destruction that the DOT and the sign company can't even keep up. Communicate with each other.
Wow.
Dude, yeah, it was really, really sad. I tried to we went, after we met up. Well, let me go into, well, fuck it. It doesn't matter. You guys don't know what order anything's in. Haha. We stopped at this, we went past this one sign. It was like road closed. And we get there and we can see like a lot of these road closures, all the equipment is just sitting there waiting to do the repair, but they don't have enough labor. All the materials are there laid out on the road. There's the bucket. There's the dump truck. There's the skid steer. And there's no one anywhere. It's just quiet. And a lot of times you can kind of creep around the washed out road and stuff like that. Guys, if you are out on the rally, don't do this. Okay. This is something that I'm doing. I'm alone. I'm with Jason. It's one car. Don't take like 20 cars and try to circumvent road closures. If you run into something, just turn around and go somewhere else. But I've got I go around and I'm like just trying to get through. And I ended up getting through it. And I ended up going to and meeting this, gosh, I don't think I have any pictures of this. I don't. These are ones I haven't quote unquote developed yet. They're still on the camera. And it was basically this little market. Maybe it is here. Give me a sec. Sorry, this is my brain. Is
you're
all
good.
Little all over the place.
You know what
I'm
going to do? I'm going to talk about why you probably don't want dedicated, like DOTR performance tires on a trip like this. You want something that can actually handle all weather and all conditions while still having performance to do some spirited driving. And that's exactly what Nokian Tires has just launched. It's the AS01, the Surpass. It sets apart it's a high performance all season tire made specifically for drivers who want the most out of their cars without sacrificing capability when the roads get slick or perhaps a little treacherous. We know all too well how unpredictable roads can be, whether you're trying to circumnavigate road closed signs or just, going to run an errand. And I'm looking outside right now, it's pouring out of nowhere. So,
It is.
You don't want to be left in the middle of nowhere or on the side of the road because you're out in your sports car with your R compound or super high performance tires that can't handle the rain. That's where this comes in. A car can only perform really as good as the tires it's on. So that's why Surpass AS01, it's so great. Offers the grip of that dedicated performance tire, but won't leave you stranded. Also comes with a 55,000-mile warranty and Nokian Tires pothole protection. If you happen to damage your tire beyond repair, Nokian will replace it for free. Check it out at nokiantires.com/surpass.
So I'm always trying to find ways to enrich these communities when I'm out. Where can people stop? Where can we bring money into these communities that are depressed? They're slow. And I don't mean depressed as in people are sad. I just mean that they are economically depressed. Most of these places, nobody gives a shit. They're all happy. We went by this little corner store and this lady named Amy, who is Vietnamese, just has this little shop and just everything you need. There's nothing anywhere. I mean, it's hours to anywhere there's no Walmarts. There's no CVS, nothing. So it's everything from like anti-itch cream to laxatives to ice cream sandwiches and pulled pork. And we go in there and we saw on the outside, by the way, all the gas out here is great. It's like you can get like 90 octane unleaded. Not non-oxy, you can get 93.
Yeah.
It's great. Lots of good gas. Even at these little crappy like gas pumps, it's like 90. I'm like, great. So we put some gas in the Volvo. I go in there. It says, or on the glass, it says hot dogs and barbecue. I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. I go in there and it's Amy behind the counter. I got great photos of this. What I'll probably do is, I'm going to write an article for Petrolicious about this, but I'm going to add all the photos for Drivers Club members. There'll be a lot more. Like I'll do an expanded gallery and article.
I want to see that.
Like
Awesome.
like what would it be? Unabridged for Drivers Club members. I'll get that out there for them. And I'm like, I'll have a hot dog. She's, I don't have any hot dogs, but I made pulled pork this morning, and she's got her little crock pot right there and the buns from whatever. And me and Larson sat there at this table and had a can of soda and a thing and talked to her. She just talked to us the whole time, just hung out at her little table. And they had like little games, like little like brain teaser puzzles with like little nails and rings and stuff that you sit there and you play with. And then in walks this dude. And I have his book. I got a picture of my camera. This is the best I can do right now. But this dude walks in, shirt wide open, beard, belly hanging out. The dude's tan as the golden sun. He's just an awesome dude. And of course, what are you doing? Why are you out here? Nice guy. Had like a stutter. It was super charming. What are you doing? Why are you out here? What's up? And I told him what we were doing. And he says, "Oh yeah, I saw your maps in your car when he was coming in." I cannot explain enough how impressed people are that I've got paper maps in my car. Everybody's blown away. It's so weird. I was like, "Oh my God, you've got paper maps. That's so great." I'm like, yeah. So, and then some people are like, "Why do you have those? That's stupid. You just have
that's
your phone."
antiquated.
Well, the thing is I can see so much all at once,
Right.
versus a screen. I think if you had a screen that was as big as the Atlas, you'd be great, but you never do. Even an iPad, it would be too small. Anyway, so he helped me. He's like, "These roads are great. Do this. This is really cool. Check this out. Are you okay with gravel?" And then I guess he wrote a book. So I bought one of his books.
Okay.
And he goes,
wait, where did you buy said book?
From Amy. She's got a bunch of them.
Amy just had them there in the store.
And he's like, and he goes, "How much are these books?" He doesn't even know. He's like, "What is it? It's 15 and I get 10 and you get 5, right?" And she's like, "I think they're 20 and I get 10. And he's like, "I don't think so." And it was great. And I paid for the book. He signed the book. And he's like, "Don't let your wife look at the last page." I go, "What do you mean?" And I didn't look at it, but I get back in the car and open it up, and it's his bare naked ass fishing in the river. And it is the last page of this book. It was great.
What is the book?
It's just a story about how it's his life.
Okay.
It's like his life and the perspective. And this is something I've noticed in a lot of these small communities. There's always a guy that has written a book about the community that they're in. This is universal. You see this all the time. This just happens to be the guy from this area that's wrote a book. There's lots of people writing books about the small communities that they're in. Very, very common. Probably not on purpose, but it is probably someone feeling like, hey, someone should write about this place, this thing. Because otherwise it gets forgotten. So this guy wrote about it. And the last thing he said to me is be careful out there, especially when you go into Tennessee, because there's crazies. And I go, okay. He's like, "No, really, be careful." I'm like, okay. And then we left, and that's where we picked up Jeremy, and we dropped off Jeremy. And then I'm like, all right, we're going to go check out these roads. And it's like, welcome to Tennessee. It's right on the border. And I get to the top of this hill of this gravel road, and I really got to pee, dude. So I hop out of the car, and I go pee.
I thought you meant right now, like, we need to take a break. I need to pee. Okay,
no,
this is part of the story.
Part of the story. and I'm peeing, and I zip up, and I walk. As I'm walking back to the car, this guy pulls up in this van on the road. And I'm taking up some of the road, but not all. Oh boy. The dude starts honking. And I look and I just go, hold on. Like, there's no road rage bubbles in my veins at all. I am not about causing any problems in a place where I am unfamiliar. You know, I'm not into it.
Very smart. Is there something in the other room that's beeping?
What do you got beeping in there?
There's another computer over there that's someone's
go shut it off.
trying to get a hold of me.
Oh, they're calling you. All right. Don't worry about it. They're calling. They'll hang up. I was like, what is that sound?
Yeah, no, I took me a minute or two having headphones on.
So I'm zipping up, the guy's waving at me, beeping. And I just go like this. I'm not about to road rage in a place that's unfamiliar to me.
Are you still peeing from?
I hope not, because I did tell you I zipped up my pants. So if I was still peeing,
I didn't hear that part. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, everybody else did, and now you seem dumb. I don't.
That's what seems dumb. That's what seems dumb. Okay. Anyways,
he opens up his window and sticks his head out, and this dude looks like he's got short hair, long beard. He's probably 45. His beard's down to his chest. And his eyes are like dinner plates, man. They're big, and he just goes, "Get the fuck out of the road, boy," in this southern accent. "You get out of the road, boy." And I'm like, oh my God, this guy. And there was a part of me that was like, who do you think you are? Like, what is your deal, dude? What is your deal? And he's got his family in the car. I can see his family. It's ego. It's probably machismo. It's probably like, I'm not a confrontational person, but I also don't put up with shit. I just don't. I'm not going to put up with it.
Okay.
And I go, I take a breath, and instead of saying F you, I go, sorry, man, had to take a leak. I'll get out of your way. And he rolls his window up, and I move and drive away, and he goes down back the other way. And I was shaking, and I'm like, what was that guy's deal? And it's just a little bit of a reality check that not everybody is a good person.
Well,
you know, and it's a reality check of like trust. I don't know if it's like trust, but verify is the right word. But you have to pay attention to what you're doing and going into any of these things, especially scouting when you're out in the middle of nowhere with just you and a buddy or alone. I almost went and did this alone because Larson almost couldn't come with me. You gotta be on your toes for a myriad of reasons and a myriad of angles and perspectives.
There's something else that I obviously wasn't there, but may have factored into that too. And I'm naive to this. I think most people are, but my wife being in this field is there's a lot more people, especially in poverty-stricken areas, that are on drugs than
that's what I
would even
suspected.
Realize. And so being that far mentally altered,
he was unhinged.
Correct.
I cannot explain
and so
his
that's
face
why
to you guys.
It's not. That's the fact that you said that. I go, oh yeah, he was altered or on something.
He was altered.
And so that's why you also, it's like, don't even, not worth it.
Not worth it. And the road sucked anyway. So we left and drove on this. There's actually another road right there. It was really, really good. Okay, so then we're like, okay, we got to get back. We're going to take this road. This road could also be a rally road. It looks awesome. Hop on this road. It's, I don't know, 40 miles. But it takes 2 hours to go this 40 miles. It's a very twisty, narrow, gravel, forest road, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, a lot of these roads are. We drive. It's beautiful. We drive. We're finally getting the gas tank low. We're at like a quarter of a tank, and all of a sudden I take a left turn, and the car cuts out. And then you get out of the turn.
That means you're very low.
Very low, and the fuel pickup tube is probably rotted away. Right? It's probably a myriad of different circumstances. But anyway, I got a quarter tank of gas. I'm 2 hours in on this gravel road, and I see a sign that says "Road closed 2 miles," and I go, "So, what?
Hold on. Let me ask you, because again, this is like, I know where the situation goes. So that's why I want to understand everything going into this. You're getting low on gas. You're 2 hours in.
At that point,
how close? What is the destination? Do you know where you're going?
3 miles.
3 miles to civilization.
From the road closure
a gas
sign.
station.
Yeah. It's probably 15 miles total. 3 miles until a main road.
Okay.
So we're at the end of this road.
Got
it. It's not like I was like, I'm going to run the gas tank out. Google said, and this is the circumstances that happened. There's no way for anybody to know that this road was closed if you're not from there. None. Google said it can go through. But again, it's still only 10, 15 miles to civilization. You can walk. It's not the end of the world.
Right. Either way. Yeah.
This isn't Colombia where you're going to get beheaded unless the guy in the minivan came back.
Well, I was going to say,
there are circumstances that can be bad, but generally in America, you're fine.
Yeah.
Even that guy was so furious. I just said, "Hey, sorry," and then drove away. Like, okay, big deal.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, we might as well just drive to the end of the road and see what this is. This road close sign was old, right? So it wasn't like a new road close sign. So I had this bad feeling because it wasn't like a new one that someone had just put out there. It had been there a little while, and there's like branches growing on it, and it's like had been shot a couple times with bullets.
Yeah.
And I'm going, man, I think it really is going to be closed this time. And Jason goes, yeah, probably. And so we get there, and and as we're pulling into where it's closed, there's a 4Runner, brand new one, lifted, that's turning around, and it's leaving. It's got like a camper on top and stuff like that. He's leaving. He's out of there. And I go, okay. Oh, there it is. It's a bridge with concrete barricades in front of the bridge and a road closed sign that is ancient. And someone was like, oh, well, maybe they just now closed the road. And I
thought I read something where someone commented, like, I've been on that road not long ago.
There's no way. That sign was ancient. The road closed sign, the original one. And then this is the bridge. You telling me they just closed that?
Probably not.
This?
No.
Look at that.
No.
No, look at that barricade. Look at this. Like, this has been closed a long time. This has been closed a very long time. Like, tell me that this was closed last week. Look at this bridge. No.
Yeah.
Look at that sign,
Was your
dude.
first thought, can I hook
My
my tow
first
rope
thought-
up to the cement barricade?
Yeah. My first thought was, can the Volvo pull the barricade away?
Right.
Because which the answer is not a chance. But that was my first thought, is like, how can I get around that barricade?
Yeah.
Because let me see, do I have any photos of
you
the
didn't have your
situation?
backup bicycle this time either.
No backup bicycle. Nothing.
That would have worked.
Here, let me share this, and you tell me if there's sound. Is there sound when I share these? I'm not sure if there is. Let me play this.
Yep.
So that's the little river.
How far down from the bridge is that? Because I also didn't quite understand.
See the car right there?
Right there. Yeah, yeah.
So the bridge is right there, and there's
So
probably
there
another
was
clip.
like a little trail going down to the stream.
Yes.
Got it. Your audio is coming out of your computer into your microphone.
Oh, okay. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm trying to figure out how deep this is.
Right.
And it's not bad. You can see here when at the left wheel, I'm just at my ankles there. You see the water?
Yep. Yeah, yeah.
But over here
starts to go down
about to my knees.
I'm more concerned about some of those rocks look big to the point where like your wheel would not easily traverse.
Everything, when you saw the reel that I made, everything seems very quick, but none of this was quick. Here's Larson moving a rock. And this was our marker. You see this rock right here on the left? This was that's my wheel marker rock. This was not like, I didn't just go, let's go drive across the river.
So you took a while to prep.
We took a while to like prep everything, get the river sorted out, move the rocks, bury a couple, flip them over so the algae's not on top and they're not slippery.
Wow.
There was some prep involved.
Okay. And how far is it to the gas station?
From here?
Yeah. Did you look like, should we just walk and
10 to 12 miles?
Okay.
So it was like 2 miles to the main road, and then it's 10 to 12 miles to the gas station.
And it's so hot, about it. Maybe it felt good to be in the river a little bit.
Oh yeah, the river was awesome. It was super great. Let me see what this clip is here. It's 3 minutes long. Yeah, this is me just driving across. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll show you. This is the full clip, which I don't think anybody's ever seen before of what it looked like to drive across the river. And I'm going to move my microphone over to I'll just turn my volume up too, and so you guys can hear this a little bit better.
Oh boy.
Wow. Yeah, baby. Let's go. Hell yeah. Let's get it.
Listen to Larson.
Oh, baby. Yeah, baby. Then you turn around and do it again.
And what you can't tell right there is that the car died.
Right on the other side?
Right on the other side, dead, wouldn't start. Had compression, but wouldn't start. So, Jake, what was the problem?
Did you get water in the distributor, I guess? Or there's something?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
I should have put a bag over the distributor because the Pertronics got wet.
Yeah.
And I tried starting a few times. We waited like 20 minutes, tried to start again. Nothing would not start, dude. I was like, fuck, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
This now is the dumbest thing I've ever done because now I am stuck on the other side of this stupid river, 10 to 12 miles from nowhere. What am I going to do? And I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take brake cleaner and I'm going to spray off the Pertronics.
Sure, yeah.
The point is I'm going to spray them off. So I sprayed them off, waited 5 minutes, things started right up, and we drove out of there.
Was it points or was it converted to Pertronics, you're saying?
It's got Pertronics, which is great.
Okay.
Yeah, I hate points.
Yeah. Oh, boy, how the tables have turned. Man, it used to be a couple years ago. I don't like all the Pertronics ignition stuff. Points work so well. It was designed that way.
I never said that.
You totally did. You're not sharing anymore. Oh, there you go.
Said that. So this is climbing out. This is climbing out of the river's right behind this.
Yep.
We're gonna have to stand on that, I think. Yeah.
Not wanting to make it up?
That's fine. I'm just going slow.
I would take it close. Put the
When you
one
said
tire
stand
on
out
it,
that
jump
thing,
on.
I thought you meant the throttle.
No. And that was it. We were up. This gives you a pretty good view of the bridge here in a second, too. Oh. This will give you a good view of where we came from and what we did. So you can see, see the little entrance down there? That's what we crossed.
Okay.
Right there. And then this is the bridge right there.
Sure. Yeah.
Which honestly, my brain, it's a 5-ton bridge. My Volvo could probably have gotten over a defunct 5-ton bridge.
Sure, but they have to close it because some yahoo's going to try to go over in his, dually whatever, and
so put a sign that says bridge in disrepair, use at own risk.
Here's the problem: is the DOT or whoever manages that goes, we're not certifying this bridge, so we have to close it.
That's the problem. Why can't I just certify with my eyeballs? Why can't it be my problem?
You're gonna die, and then Jesse's gonna sue the state, and then they have to pay for it.
And the state goes, there's a sign clearly says right here, at own risk. It's like no lifeguard on duty, right?
Sure.
Why can't it just be that? Why can't I be responsible for myself? Leave it open.
Why can't? Yeah, there's so many of those laws, Chris.
I know, dude. It's stupid. Just let me cross the bridge if I wanted. It would have been no problem. Or fix the damn bridge. I don't know.
Why did the Cluel cross the bridge? Well, because the government said he couldn't.
So we got up to the top. And got up to the top, and there's a freaking gate, dude. There's a gate. Let me show you what this gate looks like. I could not freaking believe it.
Seriously, just crestfallen.
100%. I was like, what am I gonna do? And the bridge is like right. If I would have walked around this corner, I would have seen this and gone, no. What am I gonna like? Oh no, shit balls. Oh no. But turns out, I thought we were gonna have to like unbolt the sign. We had tools. I think we could have figured out a way to unbolt it.
Yeah, that terrible of an idea actually.
But it was dummy locked. Someone just had the lock.
Just resting there. Yeah.
Just resting there. And I was able to just,
which is awesome.
Open it up. Yeah, dude, so lucky. These are circumstances that a guy could only be so lucky. I had some people like talking about how close the car was to being hydrolocked.
Yep.
It was not quite as close as it looks.
The clip appears like because you obviously put the little snorkel up right in front of the grill.
Right. So normally the snorkel goes down into the bumper where there's fresh air, but I took it off and flipped it 180 degrees. Genius, by the way. Might I say? Because I was measuring, like I measured the water on my legs, and I stood next to the car. I'm like, oh well, that's fucked if we do that. What I did not account for though, Jake, is the wave. You can see the depth of the car here is at the rockers, but look at the wave that comes up as you go pushing. In. That I did not expect. So it was very close to the intake. Very, very close. Very close. It could have been bad, and I could have
your brand new built engine called Harbins and back. Hey, so
I just hydrolocked your engine. Yeah, gosh. Anyway, I mean that was the biggest adventure of the trip. No regrets. It was really. My drone flew into the water right after that. I forgot about it because I was trying to get it started, and then I forgot that the drone was just hovering, and it thought the water was the ground.
Oh, so it's like I'm just gonna land.
I'm just gonna land here, and just landed in the water, and we found it like 50 yards down the thing. I took the battery out and I held it outside the window for like an hour of driving. and
I
it
like
turns
that.
on now. I don't know if it's going to work, but it turned on.
Well, there you go.
We'll see if
So-
it's some sort of miracle.
Using paper maps, you're using Google. What would Onyx Off-Road have told you about
Onyx
this
when
trail?
I was here. Yeah. So I don't like to be routed when I'm doing this. I don't do that. I don't like follow a route. It's too
Yeah.
difficult. But I did use
Yeah.
Onyx for planning the actual where
Awesome.
I put on paper, and I go back and forth between Google because then I want to see Street View sometimes, so then I use Google for that. Or I want to see a business. What's this business? What's their phone number? These different things.
Sure.
So there's a various amount of tools between a paper map, Google, other apps, which I want to keep secret because they're fun and I don't want anybody else to use them. I'll tell you in person if you want to talk to me about how this stuff works. And of course, our friends at Onyx.
Yeah. What's great about it is they have over 750,000 miles of trails and comprehensive offline maps. So you can explore kind of back in the middle of nowhere without having to worry about downloading maps on cell phone service. They also feature trail ratings and detailed information, a discover tool to help you find trails near you. They include public and private land boundaries, so you can always stay away from the altered personality in Tennessee who maybe you don't want to run to and be on his property. You know where you can legally off-road camp and explore. If you want to stay connected, the app does feature self-service layer, so you can plan your route with service in mind, which is actually a really cool feature. I had never heard of another app that does that and says, well, if you go this route, you want to have cell service, which happens all the time. It's great for emergencies or being able to stay in touch. There's also a wildfire layer that helps you avoid active fires and smoky areas, keeping you safe and aware of conditions. You have tools like Route Builder, waypoint marking, real-time updates, route sharing. You're fully equipped for any adventure. Try it for free for 7 days and hit the trails with confidence. Download Onyx Off-Road today.
All right. I think that's enough scouting story time for now. I don't want to ruin any secrets.
I'm excited. How do you, we'll just end it with this.
Hey, applications are open if you want to come see what I found.
Yes.
How about that?
Overcrestproductions.com/rally. And right there, it's on the page to apply. Please apply and let us know why you
Overwhelming
want to come out
applications
and
so
drive with
far
us.
this year. I'm humbled
had a lot.
by the people that want to come, but we want to see your essays. Sometimes when we're looking through applications, we look through, hey, what did they write last time?
Yeah.
When we declined them, what did they write on their essay then? Don't sleep. Don't sleep.
I was gonna say, don't be discouraged if perhaps you applied once and didn't get in. We have so many people, and it's awesome, and so thankful that people want to support us and come with us on these adventures. Yes, so please go on the website, apply if you want to come check it out. How was your overall after coming through and kind of putting the route together now that you've scouted it? How are you feeling about it? What's the excitement level? Is this totally different?
I'm really excited for all the route, the places I found. The Night Zero thing is going to be
I'm really excited for all
completely
these
different.
plans.
Completely different than anything we've ever done.
Yeah.
It's going to be really special, and I'm excited to show it to everybody. But as with all of this, you got to trust me. You got to take a leap of faith here. Trust me, it's going to be good.
I'm excited.
That's all I can say. I can't say anything else. You can ask me as many times as
that Chris was just hounding me. Hey, you got to figure out the logistics for making this thing happen, because this is a big deal that we got to get moving on, because it's
right away, because it's going to be
cool.
hard, but it's going to be cool. But we need to get going on it right away so that you guys have a chance to prep for Night Zero before you get there. So let me just say that. Let me just say that. And it isn't what you're thinking. Cool. All right, guys, that's it for today. Next week, gonna probably do some news. There's some things I want to talk about in the news, and Jake's gonna grab some news and put things together. On that note, I'm really, I want to say something.
Okay.
I feel really grateful that I get to do this. This is awesome, and all you guys help make that happen, and it's something that I get to give everyone in terms of my experience and giving it back, but I also get to do it, which is something that I get, and it's one of the best things in my life, and I'm really glad I get to do it and give it to everybody.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here with you.
All right, man. We will see you all next week.
Take care.